I mean, hello, we came in on a horse and carriage. Did you expect it any other way?
A limo with a jacuzzi on the way here. Then we got into a horse and carriage. Then we got
Okay. I'm gonna let them get a couple of shots and turn the lights off so you can see. Kim, superstar.
It's great that you can, have a blog as an outlet to be able to write if things are true, if they're not true.
Blah! You know what that is. That's that ass. And there's ass in Kardashian. See? It's Kardashian. They should put another S in there because it should be Kardashian. She should spell her name with an extra S.
The sexy starlet and socialite Kim Kardashian was born on October 21st, 1980. Her father, Robert Kardashian, was a famous Los Angeles attorney who was best friends with O.J. Simpson and a member of his legal dream team.
She has famous ties. Her dad is a famous lawyer. Her dad is Rob Kardashian. He represented O.J. Simpson.
The name Kardashian was famous long before Kim.
The first time you heard of a Kardashian is when I couldn't even say the name. It took me years to say the name. I would say the dude, OJ lawyer, don't want the K dude. You couldn't really say his name, but because I was black and OJ was black and he was on OJ's team, we fell in love with, Kardashian, Robert Kardashian. That's how you first knew about him.
Her father was one of the most celebrated attorneys in the city.
The original Kardashian, who's Rob Kardashian, came to fame becoming a lawyer in the O.J. Simpson trial as O.J. Simpson's lawyer and friend of the family. And, it might be like 2 or 3 generations before the current generation that really understands the magnitude of the O.J. Simpson case and how everyone was famous. The lawyers, the friends, anybody that was associated with O.J. Simpson became a household name. So that's how we kind of originally were introduced to the Kardashian family name.
Simpson stayed at the Kardashian home days after the murders of his former wife, Nicole Brown Simpson, and her friend, Ronald Goldman. Even the famous white Bronco chase that has been forever ingrained in the public's fabric also began outside of the Kardashian home.
I've never heard Kris Jenner say anything bad about O.J. Simpson, and I know to this day, all of the Kardashian girls call O.J. Simpson Uncle O.J. So I don't think Kris Jenner ever came down on O.J. I think she was friends with Nicole Brown Simpson, and she was also friends with O.J. So she kind of played both sides, and that's something that Kris Jenner is known to do to this day.
Superior Court of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the people of the state of California versus Orenthal James Simpson, case number BA097211. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant Orenthal James Simpson not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony upon Nicole Brown Simpson, a human being, as charged in count 1 of the information. Superior Court of the State of California, County of Los Angeles, in the matter of the people of the State of California versus Orenthal James Simpson. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Orenthal James Simpson, not guilty of the crime of murder in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony upon Ronald Lyle Goldman, a human being, as charged in count 2 of the information.
I mean, the Kardashian clan were very close to the Simpson family. They were called O.J. Simpson their uncle, Uncle O.J. So it wasn't like they weren't used to the spotlight. They probably witnessed the fame that their dad, Rob Kardashian, had throughout the O.J. Simpson trial, and their friends. They were very in tune. They were Hollywood girls.
So how do you know Nick? What brought you out here?
We're good friends. Just here to support. His new clothing line. It's his birthday, so just here to support the new clothing line, Family Nation. It's really cute.
They weren't famous themselves, but they went to school with people that were famous. They were associated with famous names, and that was probably the beginning of the beginning of Kim Kardashian's sort of thirst for that attention that she saw the Simpsons and the Hiltons getting to be placed on her.
It's funny how the Kardashians call OJ Uncle OJ, you know, because he made their daddy a lot of money. And he actually put him on the map. Nobody knew who he was until, you know, OJ, you know, went and did the Ginsu, swing, 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 chop, chop, chop. Not that he did it, but that incident got Robert Kardashian famous, and that opened the door for the rest of the family.
Kris and Robert Kardashian divorced in 1990. A year later, she married former Olympic gold medalist Bruce Jenner. Tragically, in 2003, Robert Kardashian Sr. died from cancer.
The death of Rob Kardashian was very traumatic for all the Kardashian kids. They have a very close-knit family. They really love their father, and it was something that affected them probably to this day.
I feel like girls feel like she's like the girl next door. She's a beautiful girl, but they're also fascinated with the people she's linked to, whether it's the celebrity men she's dated or she has a lot of celebrity friends. And she was first introduced to us through Paris Hilton. And so she was just a tag-along friend, and Paris was famous. And then Paris went through like a scandal, and Kim started stepping out without Paris, and so they would ask Kim about Paris, and then Kim started being linked to all these other people like Nick Cannon and Ray J, and then she had the sex tape. So I think it's the whole, just the story. Like, people love a story, and she constantly keeps herself in the press by just generating different stories every single day.
Kim grew up under the glitz and glamour of Beverly Hills. She was preschool classmates with Paris Hilton and was constantly surrounded by celebrities because of her socialite and entrepreneur mother, Kris Jenner.
She definitely saw the lifestyle and the attention that Paris was getting, and she topped her. People aren't talking about Paris Hilton right now like they're talking about Kim Kardashian. I don't know if Paris Hilton has ever gotten the same amount of covers of magazines week after week after week that Kim Kardashian has got. She beat Paris at her own game. Paris is worth more money right now, but Kim Kardashian has more fame.
I would go out and do paparazzi video and shoot Paris coming out of hot or whatever the hot spots were, and we noticed there was this cute little, you know, dark-haired girl that would be either walking like a little behind her or beside her. And everywhere she would go, we would see this girl, and we didn't know who she was, we just knew she was cute, you know. So slowly but surely, Kim started not walking behind Paris, but walking next to Paris. So we're like, okay, we'll be shooting and talking to Paris about, you know, whatever kind of crazy thing she did that day. And next thing you know, she wouldn't say anything, but Kim would say something. She would say like, oh, you guys, or whatever. So we're like, oh, she likes to talk. She obviously wants to be shot. She likes the fame.
90% of what you see on Kim Kardashian is manufactured. I think her whole life is, I feel like the whole family gets up every morning, they go into business meetings, and they figure out what's the next story. Just like a television show, you know, you have your staff meetings, what's the story, what is this character gonna do? They run their whole empire like that.
I think Kim Kardashian is a hot celebrity for a number of reasons. One of them, it's actually something she's been criticized for, which is not having any talent, but I think that's one of the things that's made her such a success story, because normal people can relate more because she's not a singer, she's not an actress, she's a regular person.
What are you wearing tonight? I'm wearing Moschino. Very nice. Thank you.
How would you describe your style when you're not working or on the carpet?
Very girly and very casual. I like accessories, so even when I'm dressed down, I still really like accessories.
What brings you out here tonight?
Just here to hopefully see Fergie. I heard she's performing, the fashion show right after, just a night out.
Are you working on anything that you want to talk about?
Few things in the works, a TV show that we should all look out for. I can't really talk about it, but really exciting things that you'll hear about soon.
Well, not really, but she's more regular than some of the other celebrities that we see out there. The other thing is that there's so much of her. She's, not to say she's overexposed, but we see her all the time. There's the TV shows, there's commercials, her photos are always everywhere. She's at the hot parties, she's creating a buzz, and she's created that buzz for herself. So I think that's what's made her who she is.
According to Kim, her childhood was far from glamorous. As a preteen, her body was developing at a fast rate. Kim told Playboy magazine that she prayed her body would stop growing by puberty.
First met Kim at a skate party. Like, good friend of mine, Claudia Jordan, you know, very beautiful sister of mine, basically had a skating party. And it was like a costume 70s party. I mean, my man Dennis Norcutt from the NFL was there. Marcellus Wiley was there. You know, my brother Joe was there. I was there, and I saw Kim. I'm like, Kim? I'm like, whoa, okay. And that right there just told me how real she is.
Kris Jenner kept the children grounded. She frequently attended church services with her sisters and went to Catholic high schools for girls. While in school, she worked for her father's company, Movie Tunes Incorporated, that he left to the Kardashian children.
Based on how Kim grew up, you would think she would be some princess that didn't work or have a job or want to work, that she would just walk around shopping up and down Robertson Boulevard. But Kim Kardashian had a very strong work ethic just from the beginning. She worked in her dad's law firm. She wasn't one to just sit around and let things happen to her. She was a hustler. And no matter what she was doing, she was hustling at it. And I think that's what makes Kim Kardashian different than any other rich Hollywood girl that has grown up in this town, is that she didn't take it for granted. She knew that she had to become someone that was self-sufficient.
I find that I'm calmer when I'm working every day.
Kris Jenner wanted her children to be independent, and once they turned 18, living off the family coffers was not an option.
Because she can rub elbows with just, with other people that weren't in the business. And she had no security, didn't have all these big airs. She was just cool, down to earth, and so she can rub elbows with just anybody. And that's the cool thing about Kim, that she can adapt to any situation. And that's a good thing. And then I met her again, and she remembered me, which I was kind of shocked, because there was years between at the ESPN ESPY party. So it was cool. It was cool. She's a real person. She's good people. She hadn't changed to me. I don't know how she treat other people, but I know toward me she hadn't changed.
In January 2000, at the age of 19, Kim Kardashian eloped to Las Vegas and married record producer Damon Thomas.
It's so difficult to say who Kim Kardashian was as a 19-year-old when she made the decision to marry Damon Thomas, because of course at that time cameras weren't following her around. We didn't know as much about him or her as we do about the Kim-Kris Humphries relationship, just by virtue of the fact there was no reality show back then. But she's spoken about it a little bit. Her family has really spoken about it at minimum, and it's been mentioned in pretty negative light. They talk about how Kim and Damon took a trip to Las Vegas. They married secretly. They announced it afterwards. A lot of the family seems to have not approved. And Kim really painted the picture of her life after Damon as kind of like a celebration, a coming out party. She was Susie homemaker for 3 years, cooking the meals, staying home, being a good wife, by someone who may or may not have been abusive. There's been some allegations that he mistreated her. He's rebutted by saying that it wasn't true, that she just wanted more money out of the divorce settlement. He's spoken to In Touch Weekly about the relationship. He claims that she's always been self-centered. And Kim, by her own admission, says before her father died, he said, "I'm not worried about you. I know you're going to take care of yourself." So it's kind of two different pictures that are painted. One is the sweet, innocent girl who was, married this older man who took control of her. And the other picture is someone who's always kind of known who she was and what she wanted out of life.
So at 19, Kim Kardashian was married to a popular R&B producer, Damon Thomas. And they were married for about 3 years. It was a short-lived marriage, but it was her first real love, her first real relationship. There's a lot of rumors and speculation to why the relationship between Kim and Damon ended. Some people are saying that there was some abuse involved, verbal and physical, and it just was a bad relationship for her. at that age, and they eventually split in 2004.
You really have to be an attention and fame whore to really like go through your life and really like manufacture all these relationships. You do. And you really, I don't know, it gets to a point where you're like, she's a sweet girl, but it gets to a point where you're like, what's real and what's fake? And when do you want to live your real life? And maybe she does live her real life off camera, but everything we see is so manufactured. It's like someone described it as like a modern day Ponzi scheme.
On February 2004, Kim divorced Thomas after 4 years of marriage. Thomas labeled Kim as a compulsive shopper.
You know, some things kind of mystify everybody. And, you know, the Kardashians are known for being famous. And there's something about, you know, Kim Kardashian, her interaction with her sisters, that sparks something with people. I think people love to hate them. I think people like to debate about them and talk about them.
The entrepreneurial spirit and flair for the dramatic were genes passed along from her parents as she started her Hollywood career. In October 2004, Kim began her climb up the Tinseltown ladder when she was hired as singer Brandy's personal stylist. Prior to dressing the R&B diva, Brandy was voted as the worst dressed celebrity. Kim also worked as a personal shopper for Lindsay Lohan, and quickly her name began to make sound waves around the industry.
People are obsessed with them, and they're obsessed with Kim in particular. She is a beautiful woman. She's able to kind of make money off of everything that she does, whether it's her nail polish to getting her eyebrows waxed. She's found a way to make money off of it. And so I think a lot of people watch and wonder how they can do the same thing. And a lot of these young girls, you know, want to do what she does because there's not a lot of talent involved with doing what she does. So it's not like singing or acting where that's something that's kind of innate in you. This is something I think a lot of people think they can make attainable if they kind of find out how Kim Kardashian does what she does.
I mean, I'm pretty personal, you know, I share lots of pictures, lots of advice, whether it's, you know, beauty advice or styling tips. I'm pretty open on my blog, and I just wanted to revamp it and give my fans something new to look at. And this new site just has so, you know, many more interactive features on the site, and I just, you know, I love sharing my life with my fans, and I love hearing what the questions that they're asking me, and I respond to all their comments back, and I love interacting with my fans. It's great that you can, you know, have a blog as an outlet to be able to write if things are true, if they're not true. Lately they get a little too overwhelming, so sometimes you just let them go and you just don't even take the time to blog about it. And because I have had this site since 2008, I have a great relationship with my fans, so I think they kind of know when things are true and when they're not. So it's a good outlet. Most common questions are beauty tips and style tips, and that's why my sisters and I do the things that we do as far as our swimwear line or our clothing line, or, you know, just anything that we have, whether it's perfect skin. You know, they're asking us these beauty questions, and we're giving them the products that they're asking for. Okay, I get almost 30 million hits a month on KimKardashian.com, so I'm almost at the 4 million Twitter mark, and I'm hoping to get there soon.
A lot of LA girls, when they really don't have any talent or a job, they become a stylist in the industry. So, you know, Kim transitioned into that world. She worked as a stylist, which is kind of like the job you take when you really don't want to do anything else. And one of her clients was Brandy.
After being hired by Brandy to make her style over, Kim became close with Brandy's little brother, Ray J.
And that relationship changed her whole life.
Kim Kardashian is famous, first of all, because of her dad, okay? Then because of the sex tape. Then because she fine, come on. You can't deny that. I mean, she fine. Not only is she fine, blah! You know what that is. That's that ass. And there's ass in Kardashian. See, it's Kardashian. They should put another S in there because it should be Kardashian. She should spell her name with an extra S. You know, Kardashian ass. That's what it should be. And you know, and she's talented. Yeah, she's talented. So, you know, daddy, sex tape, beautiful, ass. That's the hierarchy of her fame. But then she's a smart businesswoman too. I mean, why not use what you got? If you got this and you got that and you got a family member that then paved the way, come on, what you working hard for? Get in where you fit in. And a lot of men would like to fit right in between that Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian and Ray J Norwood dated for a couple of years, several years actually. Kim used to work as a closet organizer and stylist before becoming famous. So she had been working with Brandy in that capacity, met her little brother, fell for him, and their relationship is, you know, kind of famous, particularly because her moment in the limelight just really came to fruition once that sex tape came out with the two of them. And they both denied any responsibility for the tape getting out. She's blamed him for it, he's blamed her. But at the end of the day, I don't think that either of them is that unhappy about it coming out. I can't say for sure. I'm sure she regrets doing it, but at the same time, that's definitely what got everyone's attention.
Well, she was known to have dated Nick Cannon. She was known to have dated Nick Lachey. You know, obviously she dated Ray J for a while, so she had been kind of in the Hollywood circle. If you were an insider, you had heard of Kim. You had kind of heard that she had dated a few guys in the industry, and then, you know, back in about 2006 is when everything kind of blew up. The sex tape surfaced, and instead of just seeking away when the sex tape came out, Kim really learned from her friend Paris Hilton, and she admits that she learned a lot of how to move and work within the industry from her friend Paris, which, you know, coincidentally is one of the reasons they fell out in their friendship.
By 2007, their love was on the rocks. A sex tape between Ray J and Kim was released, and all eyes were on websites searching for a glimpse of the well-endowed lovers. The video was the talk of Hollywood.
When I take on a project, I'm extremely involved in it. I won't just put my name on something and let someone else design it and come out with
Vivid
it.
Entertainment bought the rights for $1 million and released the video Kim Kardashian Superstar in February 2007.
I just want you to know that I think you are so disgusting and desperate. Who leaves their email address on their machine? You clearly want people to call you, but yet you won't call me back when you just know some crazy shit going on right now. You know I need to talk to you. It's just you make yourself look so suspicious by not returning my calls. It's just, honestly, I have no idea who you think you are or what you think that you're up to or what you think you're doing. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. And actually, you know what? Don't call me back. Don't ever call me back. I never want to talk to you ever again. I think you're honestly a sick human being, and I think you are just so desperate that you'll do anything for attention, and you're just so disgusting. Honestly, I cannot even give you any more of my attention because I just think that you're just sick. There's no other words for it. So I think that don't ever call me back ever again. I'm definitely going to just have my attorneys contact you, and we'll deal with it that way. So lose my number and never call me ever again, you disgusting, desperate.
Kim Kardashian was styling Ray J, and then they started dating, and they dated for 3 years, and during that time they made the sex tape, and she was allegedly the only person that had the tape in her possession. So I don't know how it got sold or whatever, but it somehow or another ended up in the hands or was sold off to Vivid Entertainment for like $1 million. She threatened to sue, they offered her $5 million, and then the tape was released.
Kardashian sued Vivid for ownership of the tape, and the two parties settled out of court.
What really helped her was she didn't hide when she got the sex tape. She kind of owned the fact that she was known as the sex pot. She went and did red carpets, and that landed her a reality show about her and her family. She was able to be seen by Ryan Seacrest enough to where he wanted to executive produce this reality show.
I mean, it gave her a little bit of buzz. I wouldn't say that the sex tape was the sole reason why she's as famous as she's famous, because so many people have sex tapes. If you don't have a good business strategy and a plan after you release a sex tape, then you're just gonna be another person with a sex tape, a nobody. Ray J, I don't know what he did. After the sex tape, Ray J did the For the Love of Ray J's, released a few singles that were hot, but I don't know.
I believe at the time, Kim Kardashian and Ray J sex tape was viral. Everybody was talking about it, people were blogging about it, and the DVD sold millions. It did so well that Steve Hirsch, the head of Vivid, offered Ray J a job directing other porns. So, this was something that everybody was buzzing about. Ryan Seacrest is no fool, so he saw that people were talking about her and that she kind of wanted to change her image, and she was a good fit for E! And many seasons later and many spinoffs later, she has put millions of dollars in his pocket.
Well, Kim being who she is, and the thing that separated Kim from most of the California girls was she loved the brothers. She married one. According to the rumors, she was dating brothers all the way back in high school. She was dating T.J. Jackson, who took her to her prom. So it was almost inevitable that once Kim Kardashian met Ray J, there would be some chemistry there. And at that point, Ray J was really seen as Brandy's brother. No one really understood his worth in the industry outside of being Brandy's brother and having a couple of hit songs out. And he didn't really have a personality or character or anything that separated him as Ray J. And I feel that once she started selling Brandy, and then Ray J started hanging around, and him being who he is, he approached her. And they started dating, and he hooked up with her.
The sex tape between Kim Kardashian and my man Ray J. I mean, I've been knowing Ray J forever. When he was a kid, I was doing warm-up on his sister's show, on Brandy's show, and Ray J used to come up there just causing havoc, like a little brother would. And speaking of like a little brother would, I didn't know I would see his wood in a video with Kim Kardashian, but he handled his business. I mean, little fella represented, and I ain't mad at him. I was like, first of all, I was like, who is this? Who is this chick? And then when they said this is the daughter of the lawyer, OJ's lawyer, I was like, what? I mean, what? Okay, all right, go ahead, Ray J. Yeah, you using your gavel in a whole different way.
Only two people will ever know what really happened that night. Was it staged? Was it spur of the moment video verite? The answer has been debated over and over by fans, but whomever the culprit, it didn't matter. The tape changed the fortunes for both parties. Ray J and Kim Kardashian both became objects of the media's obsession, and soon they each had their own shows separately.
That sex tape she did with Ray J, everybody knew who Ray J already was, you know what I'm saying? Not like that, but that made you know Ray J in the biblical sense, which means he put it down. I mean, a lot of women was like, whoa, is that Brandy's little brother? I think that was his coming out party. He graduated from Brandy's little brother to like, whoa, okay, Ray J doing it like that? Okay, all right, respect. You have to tip your cap to the fella.
So, no one knew who Kim was before the sex tape, and it was all about Ray J. All the urban black blogs, all the rappers, and who were like, oh shit, Ray J made a sex tape. And at that point, it was still taboo, especially for an African-American celebrity. But what happened was Kim Kardashian became the star of that sex tape. You know, her career just went through the roof.
Now, what it did for Kim's career was like, okay, wow, she was, okay, she like her daddy. They like black people. I mean, come on, and whenever you find a woman, and the other thing is, Armenians really don't step outside their race. I mean, they don't step outside their race, and she stepped out a few times. I mean, we didn't know she was into the chocolate, and I ain't mad at that. But she kept dipping into chocolate, and kept dipping into the chocolate, so she automatically got, you know, brownie points, no pun intended, because she got with dark-skinned brothers. And that was a feather in our cap as dark-skinned brothers, because there's a whole war going on in the black community, you know, unwritten war, but yeah, there's some things going on with the beige blacks and the darker-skinned blacks. So when Kim stepped up and got a brownie, we were like, okay, she ain't messing with a chocolate chip cookie, she messing with the brownies. See, chocolate chip cookies are beige, but they got the black in them. So, you know, that kind of a little bit of symbolism right there. I just made that one up.
I believe the sex tape was completely staged. You know, I don't believe for 1 minute that the sex tape was an accidental leak of any kind. You know, and you have to understand Kim Kardashian came from a friend who had a sex tape that actually looked authentically like a sex tape. I mean, if you look at Paris Hilton's sex tape, she looks a mess. It's dark. It's, you know, it has like this filter on her. Her eyes are glowing. You don't see shit, you know. I mean, you see the sex, but it's not like this cinematic masterpiece of like a beautiful love tape or whatever you want to call it, sex tape. So, you know, if you compare Paris Hilton's sex tape, which looked a little more raw and, you know, unplanned, to Kim Kardashian's sex tape, which, you know, they tried their best to make it look like it was like spur of the moment, but it felt very produced.
E! Entertainment picked up the show Keeping Up with the Kardashians in 2007, and it became an instant cultural phenomenon. Kim Kardashian soon began making the Hollywood rounds, not as a working stylist or a buddy of Paris Hilton, but a star in her own right.
How do we begin? I mean, this is just like a dream come true. I can't believe we just won a People's Choice Award. We're so excited. I know. Yeah, Lamar and I, we finally get a reveal that we are having our own show together, which is really cool because on Keeping Up, you don't really get to see much of Lamar and I together, maybe tidbits here and there, so it's a totally, I think, in-depth scene of him and I together in our household, and Rob lives with us, and just the basketball world and all that fun, crazy, wild stuff. I think you try to put restrictions on things that we just get too comfortable and it never happens, but I think that's what people like, so we don't want to change the format that is perfect.
All cylinders began clicking for Kim Kardashian. She and her sister's clothing store Dash opened. Kim kept a full schedule, days filled with business pursuits, and nights capped off with parties, appearances, and industry friends. In between high-profile television shows, Kim started modeling, being the spokesperson for many brands. She is one of the top-ranked celebrities on Twitter, and reports leaked that she was allegedly paid thousands of dollars to tweet about new products for companies all over the world. In December 2007, Kim posed nude for Playboy. 2 months later, she signed with Bongo Jeans to become the face of the brand. She even launched her own line of watches.
When I take on a project, I'm extremely involved in it. I won't just put my name on something and let someone else design it and come out with it. You know, I definitely am involved from the sketch design process to, you know, seeing the samples and tweaking them, and I'm so involved. So, you know, it seems like all this stuff is coming out now, but it's been kind of almost a year that it's taken for this, you know, the process. So I'm excited to see all the watches and for everyone to see them. So I wanted to thank everyone for coming out tonight to the Grove and check out my watches. I'm so excited. It's taken like almost a year to come up and create this line from start to finish, and we hope that you guys all check out KimKardashianWatches.com tonight. They go for sale. So here they are.
Okay, I got you.
You break in however you gotta break in. I'm sorry. I mean, I have my way. People can have their ways. Paris had her way. Kim had her way. Everybody has a way. So whatever your way in is your way in.
Not all celebrities were happy with Kim Kardashian's newfound fame. Her BFF Paris Hilton held a bit of a grudge.
Everybody's saying that, she took a page out of Paris Hilton's book. I mean, you know what? It was a blueprint. And what do people do? They follow blueprints.
She should be jealous. I seen a interview where they asked her about Kim and she stopped the interview. She should be very upset, but she didn't have her priorities in order, so I don't feel bad for her.
So if it worked for Paris Hilton and she got to where she is, then okay, and she did it. If you hating, then make you a sex tape and then you see how many hits you get on the internet and then you do your deal.
When Kim Kardashian's sex tape leaked, that was the end of their relationship. And it was because Paris Hilton had felt like Kim used her, that she kind of studied under her even, and used her formula, this sex tape plus red carpets equals fame. And Kim Kardashian used this formula, got a reality show, involved her family, and just kind of made it this multi-million-dollar empire. And next thing you know, she's taking all of the headlines. She's the one who the cameramen are calling to when they're exiting the restaurant, and Paris was not happy about that. There's even interviews where Paris attacks Kim's weight, where she calls her names. They've seen each other at events and they don't speak anymore. It's gotten to the point where they've completely fallen out. And, my sources tell me it's due to a little bit because Paris is jealous of all of the shine that Kim Kardashian is getting. And it has to do with the fact that she feels a little played by Kim, that she feels Kim kind of stole a little bit of this fame, this formula of fame that she has going, and Kim did it better. And, kudos to Kim Kardashian for that. She definitely came on top in that situation because years later, people are still talking about her, and I think a lot of people are done talking about Paris Hilton.
Despite the beef with Paris, Kim kept it moving. She began dating football player Reggie Bush, and like many of her prior beaux, the relationship played out in public.
Reggie Bush!
All right,
Kim. Bush!
Have you ever DJ'd yourself? Have you ever got behind turntables and tried to mix it up?
I have tried a little bit, but I'm not that good. Reggie actually wants to, he always wants to DJ and stuff on his spare time, so I've never done it. I'll leave that up to him.
Well, I think the smart move, it was a very smart move for Kim Kardashian to move on from Ray J and to move on to bigger and better things, which was Reggie Bush. Now, when Kim Kardashian was already famous alone, when she hooked up with, a superstar athlete that had the most potential in the NFL and that everybody in the sports world had eyes on, she kind of gained all of his fans. And all the people that weren't paying attention to what was happening in pop culture or on TMZ, all of a sudden knew who she was because she was dating Reggie Bush. So Kim was just smart with her relationships. Whether it was love, real love, whatever the case was, it was a smart move for her because she gained millions of other people who knew who she was and started paying attention to her.
I think the straw that really broke the camel's back was when he won the Super Bowl. He's about to have his moment on TV. Here comes Kim Kardashian running out on the field. She done stole this man moment after he wanted to he just won the first championship, especially for New Orleans. It was big, they were rebuilding the city. And next thing you know, she next to him and they're asking her questions what? And so I think, after that, shortly after that, they broke up. I don't know if that's what had to do with anything, but I felt like she was out of order, out of pocket.
By 2009, the Kardashian brand had reached great heights. The sexy socialite was now rich and famous, never letting the camera see her without being in full glam. Her sisters were not too far behind in their own careers.
No, we start filming this month, the middle of January, so we're really, really excited.
Right when Kourtney and Kim take New York airs.
E! Networks launched a spin-off of Keeping Up with the Kardashians that featured Kourtney and Khloe in Miami. Kim Kardashian and her sisters sat atop the entertainment world. From churches, coffee houses, and spas, the name Kardashian was rolling off the tongues of anyone who had access to a television, phone, or iPad. Although Kim was very instrumental in the family's fame, it was her mother and manager, Kris Jenner, who can take credit for some of the shrewd deals that have made the family millions.
Kris Jenner is, kind of the mastermind. Kim learned from Paris on this formula, but Kris Jenner helped her perfect this. So Kris Jenner runs the Kardashian clan, and she is the one that kind of makes these connections, and she has all of these older Hollywood connections already. So, these people were already looking for someone to invest their money, and they see, Kris Jenner with all of her daughters, her son, and, they see dollar signs. So she's kind of able to negotiate for her daughters. She's able to get people to take them seriously, to be able to market with them, to start businesses with them, and it works.
So the Playboy layout, it was very nice.
Playboy? Were you in Playboy?
Kim, not you. She did the layout as well. I saw her do it. Yes. She did the mother thing. You did the mother thing. Did the mother thing.
Kim and her clan have had such an influence on reality television that they can claim their stake as the highest paid family in front of the camera. With exposure coming from all walks of life, parties, fundraisers, charitable dinners, and the internet, they only hope that it wasn't too much Kardashian.
You go out and you go to places where paparazzi is gonna be, and you go with certain people that is gonna be hot if you're seen with them and photographed with them and filmed with them. So that's how it was in the beginning. Like I said, she went out with the Paris Hiltons and the Nick Cannons and stuff like that, and was seen on the scene with them and in pictures, and the pictures circulate. And that's how you build buzz.
Kris has really taken Kim's success and helped to spread it even further by branching out, by doing more things with the brand, building it larger, whether it's to do makeup or fragrances, Skechers, she's done Carl's Jr.'s, she's just everywhere. She's really inescapable, and it's a smart thing. While she's hot, she should definitely take advantage and do as much as she can, especially because, as people always harp on this, she doesn't have any talent. Well, if you don't have any talent, you have to take advantage of what you do have, and she has an audience.
Kim was suddenly experiencing bad press. Journalists began writing articles and blogs about what's real and what's fake about Kim Kardashian. Questions for whether or not surgery played a role in her stunning looks. She has shown on her TV show that she is Botox, but what questions were bubbling was whether or not her famous derriere was actually God-made or man-made.
Kim's ass is real. Because there's a certain, you can tell a real ass from a fake ass. I'm an assologist. I'm a titty man. I'm a breast man. But I dabble in the female's booty every once in a while. Not really dabble inside that way, but it's real because it's a certain way it jiggles. See, fake booties don't really jiggle like, a lot. See, like fake ass really don't, jiggle. It's no jiggle room, A real ass is like Jello on springs. It's like jiggling a little bit, but not a bad jiggle, a nice little jiggle. Fake ass just sit there. They can try to booty clap, it ain't gonna move. It's like a Rosa Parks ass. It's just, I ain't moving. It's like a civil rights ass, you know what I'm saying? Civil rights, it's like having a sit-in on her lower back. So it's real, it jiggles a little bit. Yeah, it jiggles.
Kim Kardashian has been accused of a lot of things with her body. Plastic surgery, booty implants, injections. Now I hear from a very reliable source that she does inject her ass with gel or silicone or whatever, which isn't a permanent change. It's almost like injecting your face with a gel to smooth out your wrinkles. It only lasts for 6 months. So I think the size of her booty is real. I don't know about the perkiness of it.
The press not only began questioning the validity of her body parts, but the world was clamoring to know if her personal life was as glamorous as it appeared in front of the paparazzi's cameras.
Oh my God.
I thought those were cucumbers in there.
Amazing. Cheers to that.
Look at you guys. Cheers.
What is this new Coke? What is that?
I think you're actually in that throwback. It's like an old school can.
Hello, hence our ensembles.
Look at you guys. Straight out of the 70s.
You know, I think now the lines have blurred a lot for Kim. So what she used to be in control of, what was kind of for TV, what was her real life, I think they were separate. Now she is who she was pretending to be. So I think now she doesn't even really know what's really real and what's fake, because everything is up for grabs, because she doesn't live her life in a closed atmosphere. She puts everything as an open book. And because of that, she has no control over what people see, what they don't see. She's invited the world into her life, and so she's always on. So I think whoever she was before we knew who she was no longer exists. She's a different Kim, and I think, you know, her old friends will attest to that.
Although Kim had virtually turned into the girl you love to hate, guys were still smitten for her, and women still secretly wanted to have her life. Filmmaker Tyler Perry, whose films usually attract an older African-American audience, was beginning pre-production on his film The Marriage Counselor and looking to capture an audience south of the 40-year-old demographic. He sought Kim Kardashian to co-star in the flick to help solve that problem.
Kim is a natural hustler. There's nothing that she won't do that will pay money. And if for the right price, she will endorse your product. She will tweet something out to her followers. She will do a reality show. She'll make an appearance. So it's natural that Kim Kardashian get into acting.
You know, Kim is dabbling into acting, and some people are like a little upset, but why? It's entertainment. I mean, that's why not? If you can do it, get it while you can get it. You know, if you hating, you hating. You know, step your game up. I mean, she has a huge following, and I'm not talking about her ass. She has a huge following, and on the business side of show business, it's like, yo, she gonna bring her audience with her. So it's smart to hire her.
She's the equivalent of what rappers were doing to Samuel Jackson and you know, the other trained actors in the 90s, where they were only in the movie because they were a rapper and they had a #1 album. You know, now it's reality stars are taking roles from trained actors, and Kim Kardashian is the most in-demand reality star. I mean, you can't deny the power of her name. And if I was a casting director and I had a chance to put her in a movie just for that free publicity, I would do it.
The jury was out on whether or not Kim could handle such a role, since she had only appeared in one other film titled The Disaster Movie that opened to horrible reviews in 2008.
The first time I saw Kim Kardashian act, which was a disaster, was in this movie called A Disaster Movie. And she was there strictly for her name, not because she had any acting skills or whatever. But, you know, at this day and age in pop culture, your brand is more important than your skills. So she became this in-demand actress. You know, Tyler Perry recruited her for his latest film, The Marriage Counselor. And the sisters protested it because they're like, it's a black movie, it shouldn't be Kim Kardashian in it. You know, and mainstream Hollywood was like against it because they're like, she's Kim Kardashian, we shouldn't take her seriously, but no matter what people say about her, she doesn't care. And now she's an actress.
You know, Tyler ain't dumb. I mean, he's smart. He's like, okay, you know, he's gonna attract a whole new audience by putting her in his films. I mean, he's gonna attract guys, first of all, because, you know, she's a good-looking woman. But then again, the Armenian community and the rest of her fan base. So, I mean, for anybody who's saying it's dumb to put her in a production, it's dumb. It's dumb for them to even say that. It's stupid. It's show business. Get your business in, period.
Kim Kardashian met professional basketball player Chris Humphries, and out of nowhere, their romance moved fast and furious. Chris, a member of the Brooklyn Nets, wasn't used to the Hollywood treatment as cameras followed their each and every move.
I feel like it was manufactured. There was like a report that came out just before they announced their divorce, and it basically said that like producers of E had went to a few teams in the New York area and said they were looking for a guy for Kim Kardashian, a love interest for her. Kim and Kourtney take on New York, just to make the season a little bit more interesting, someone for her to date and an athlete. And they approached one guy and he was like, you know, I would love to date her, but I'm good with reality TV. So they ended up with Kris Humphries. And it was very strategic. She was kind of quiet during the whole time that Chloe and Lamar premiered their show. And right at like the last episode of the Chloe and Lamar show, it was announced that Kim was getting married. So you went from Chloe and Lamar, like they have a way of these spinoffs and stuff to keep themselves in the press. It's not like there's a season of Kardashians and then a season go by and you don't see them, and then they're always gonna have a spinoff or something every single season. So they announced that she would be getting married, and then it was rushed. They got married maybe 30 to 60 days later. It was just rushed and made for TV.
Nobody takes him seriously, and people think Kris Humphries definitely knew what he got into, what he signed up for. Cameras were around him, his whole relationship, that he kind of wanted to be famous. And, you know, Kim Kardashian wanted a husband. Who that husband was, I'm not sure if that was really important, as it was to have this wedding that was filmed where she could wear millions of dollars of diamonds and be on the cover of a lot of magazines. So, you know, I don't think anybody who has done any type of journalism ever had any faith in her marriage at all. I don't think they'll have faith in her third marriage.
Kim and Kris decided to tie the knot. A big spectacle was planned. It was billed as the event of the year, and Kris even became a major player on Keeping Up with the Kardashians. The marriage was a special that aired on television, and on August 20th, 2011, they exchanged nuptials in front of millions in TV land. But the honeymoon didn't last for long. Just 72 days later, on October 31st, 2011, it was announced that Kim filed for divorce from the NBA journeyman. News media cried foul as they reported that the marriage was nothing more but an elaborate storyline created for television. But Kim and her family have adamantly denied that claim. However, the articles and blogs still persisted.
The marriage only lasted 72 days and it ended. And a lot of people said that was the end of Kim Kardashian because she had a huge backlash. Everyone from religious institutions to boss up to the sister girls in the beauty shops to the people in the office, like, oh, she disgraced the sanctity of marriage and she's over. Like, she's been through 3 men, you know, that we know of, 4 maybe. And her career is over. No one will ever care or pay attention to her again. And that's kind of how quickly the media and the world turned on her after this marriage ended.
Yeah, I mean, and then you see this season that's on now, I don't know if it's Kim and Courtney Take on New York. There's so many spinoffs. But like, he's a total asshole. Like, it's almost like they were setting you up to know, okay, they're gonna get a divorce. Now you're gonna watch the season and see why they got the divorce, because he's such an asshole.
Kim kept it cool in public, despite the barrage of negative press. According to media reports, she was devastated by all the hoopla, and she quickly became a cautionary tale for other young girls looking for fame in Hollywood.
She just get more famous. Like, sometimes you gotta take one for the team. Whether they love you or hate you, even if you're the most hated, you're still famous. More famous than everybody else. Like, that put her on a whole nother, everyone was talking about this. She goes, and it's crazy because if you're really embarrassed about this whole divorce thing, you want to keep it under wraps, like, they'll find out about it on the front. Like, Kobe Bryant and his wife just went through a divorce. They tried to, that leaked on a Friday because they hope that it gets buried, you know, over the weekend. So by the time the next Monday come up, like, people are not really talking like that. That news was the first news that hit on a Monday. Like, you know, and not only that, she's on her way to Australia. You will wait until after your tour in Australia. You wait until you go to Australia. You're already on a press tour, so people have to ask you about that. Now you're in the press even more. Like, it's all pre-orchestrated.
Kim hasn't let divorce or the dark side of fame slow her down. She still continues to make waves in the industry and has begun dating controversial producer and rapper Kanye West.